Hello, Pererapo here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to build a Cognito form. Cognito form is an online software or a website that helps you build a contact form that you can use to collect people's contacts, email address, full name, phone numbers, and all that stuff. Most especially before they hit your WhatsApp, right? So WhatsApp marketing is becoming a trend. A lot of people have started jumping on the train of using WhatsApp to sell and all that stuff because of some unique functionalities that it has. But one problem they have is with contact management. So it's always good to have a point. Let's say you're driving traffic maybe from Facebook ads, or maybe you paid an influencer, or you decided to buy traffic from anywhere. Maybe you play somebody who has a large email list and then they are driving traffic to you. It's always good to have a point where you collect all those contact details so you can then prepare them to save them in bulk later. Now, one of the first steps you're going to have to do is to have a contact form, right? So, and that's where Cognito form comes in. Now, the reason I decided to do this tutorial with Cognito form is because not a lot of people yet know how to actually build a landing page. Now there are some people like us who have our own website, we have our own web page builder also. We can just easily put our landing pages together with a web page builder that we use. Some other people can use softwares like MailChimp. Now MailChimp allows you to actually be able to build free landing pages as many as possible and collect up to 2,000 contacts monthly. But some people, have not really gotten to that part where they can actually build a simple landing page, and that's where a simple form builder like Cognito Forms comes in to make life really easy for you. So in this tutorial, we're going to cover how to build a Cognito form so that you can collect all the contact details you need before you redirect them to your WhatsApp. So let's jump right in. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to build a form in Cognito form. Now, the reason a lot of people prefer Cognito form is essentially because it has this redirect functionality whereby after a person enters their details, their names, their phone number, their emails, and any other information you require from them, right, you can set it to automatically redirect them to your WhatsApp. So that's really like the unique selling point to Cognito form. But in terms of aesthetics, Cognito form is not the sexiest thing out there, but because of the functionality, a lot of people use it, especially people who don't know how to build landing pages. They don't know how to put together all the elements of a landing page. Cognito form is like a workaround for most people. So it's important that I tell you first off that Cognito forms has a free limit of 500 entries per month. So if you're collecting, maybe you're driving traffic to your WhatsApp and you are collecting up to 500 leads, you can 500 contacts, right? You can get that for free for up to 500 entries per month. But the moment you overshoot or your needs go beyond 500 entries, then you're going to want to consider to go on the Pro plan, which gives you about 2,000 entries per month for $15 and 10,000 for $35 and all that. But if your needs are still under 500 entries per month, right, you can use Cognito forms. All right, so first thing we're going to do, of course, you have to create your account, right? So you have to sign up. I guess by now most people should be familiar with how to register on a website. Now if you are trying to sign up on Cognito form, you have two options: either sign up with your email or with your Google account or with your Facebook. Now I could choose, I have an existing Gmail account already, right? So I could just simply choose to interestingly, because I already have my account, it just automatically signed me in, right? So whichever way you want to go about it, just register and log in. Now when you log in, this page is supposed to be blank. It's supposed to be blank, but because I already have forms in here that are running, like forms that I have created from times past, that's why you're seeing these two forms here. So but we are going to start from scratch. We're going to build the form from scratch. Let me just leave this particular one open so that I can pick up examples from there much later. But we are starting our form from scratch because you don't know, you really haven't used this before, right? So that's what you're going to be doing. So we're going to click on new form, and then when you click on new form, these are the options that are going to show up before you. Now we're going to start one step after the other. The first thing you want to put is your title. So let me say maybe I want to use Meet Brother Dapo, right? Maybe that's the intention of the form. Yours might be WhatsApp
marketing list. It could be, whatever, depending on the purpose that it is serving. So I could put meat product here now, and if you click anywhere around the screen, you see it will actually update. Now I do not use the description section, and the reason I don't use the description section is because it has a problem staying in the center of the form when you eventually finish building it. I thought that the description section actually should, be able to centralize and actually look so everything stays in the center. Let me show you an example so it's not like I'm talking off of my head. Right, so now you can see how this is centralized, right? How this stays neatly in the center. And if I open a preview, right, you see how everything aligns in the center. So you can see the only thing that is off the center is the title, but every other thing is in the center. You can see the name, the phone number, and all that stuff. But when you use the description option, it does not centralize, and that's why I don't use description. I will show you what I use, right? So let's continue. So now the next thing you want to do, forget all these things you are seeing here: allow entry link sharing, developer mode, analytics and tracking, and all that. Please just leave them for now. You do not have any business with them. You don't have any business with them. You're not collecting payments. The only thing you want to collect are contact details. So now the next thing you're going to do is you come to this this rectangular box. Basically means it means that if you click that, you can add a new element. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a new element. So now what I am going to do here right now is I'm going to select, I think that is text box, right? Okay, no, content. So I'm going to select content, right? Content essentially means, do you want to write something, maybe a description or whatever it is, and it actually comes with an editor. So maybe you have information. Let me show you an example. So you see, kindly fill the form and click submit. Make sure you fill the form with your WhatsApp. So in case you have any important information that you want to pass across before people fill the form, content is where you do that. Content is where you do that. So I could borrow from this particular part. You can see this is another example also. Kindly fill the form, click submit, make sure you fill blah 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 blah, and then it goes on like that. You can see that the description page is empty, right? I did not use description at all. This particular element is content. So I could just come here and copy this particular one instead of having to type everything from ground up, and simply put it here. Can you see that? Now it actually allows you to, this is a full-blown editor, so you can actually even select your text and you can decide to bolden it up, and all that will reflect in the preview, in the preview window. Now if you want to, perhaps you want to maybe make your entire text centralized, you can select everything and click on align center. You can see everything becomes aligned in the center. So if you have any important information that you want to pass across, this is where you put that. Now we are going to go ahead and add another new element again. So in this case we want to add name, right? We want to add name, so that's the name element. So that's first name, last name. If you want to make any changes, I don't see any reason why you should anyways. So right, so you don't really need it. All these other extras, title, middle initial, middle name, I've never really used them before. I don't need them for anything, so I don't touch them. You can decide to play around with them and see what comes up, but I don't use them. So that's for the name field. Now all these other options, show this field always, leave it as always. Require this field, it is required, so it should be always. Read only, never. Read only means that they cannot edit it. Please don't select that, leave that alone. Show custom error, I don't really touch that actually, so I like to keep it simple here. Now so we have our title, we have our description, right? And then now we have our name, and then the next thing we want, right, is the phone number section. All right, so we include the phone number, and that's fine. And so phone, placeholder text. Placeholder basically means if you type anything here, it's going to update here, it's going to change here. I don't need it, so I don't need to customize it, so I'm not going to really touch it. Default value, I don't have anything to do with that. Help text, basically help text would have mean, do you have anything you want to tell them in why they are filling the phone number? I don't use it. Just please fill your phone numbers correctly, right? That is all that I care about. All right, show this field always, require this field always, please. Read only, never. Limit quantity. Now the limit quantity option means, now there are some people who they will enter their phone number the first time, maybe they made a mistake and then they want to enter it again. If you set it at specific quantity, it means that, what that means that if you say, okay, you cannot enter this thing more than once, if you set it at once, right, it means if that person enters the number once and it's not correct and they try to enter it again, it will show an error message, right? But really, I kind of see no reason why you should do that. Don't limit it. I know people can be funny, they can enter their entries like 3 times. I've seen cases where I downloaded the entry list from my Cognito forms, and I'm seeing one person fill like 3 times. Maybe they made a mistake the first time or something. But if you limit the number of times they can enter their details, right, and you may have just lost an important lead by doing that. So there's no need to limit it. So I'm going to change this back to never. We're going to change it back to never. So just leave it. Show custom error, never. We don't need that. We don't need that. Then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to add another field again, right? And then we are going to select email. Okay, now that reminds me, for this phone number section, you might want to write WhatsApp phone number, just to be specific, so that we know that that is what you are asking for. All right, so that's WhatsApp phone number. So that's the only thing we changed there. The type, remember, is international. Don't put US. So we can add one more element here, and that will be email. All right, so that will be email. So we could put, just because we could put correct email address, or it could be active email address. Placeholder text, we don't need it. Default value, just leave it the way it is. Help text, don't touch it. Show this field always, require this field always, please, always. Read only, never. Limit quantity, do not limit quantity, just leave it the way it is. All right, so now please always, as you are making changes, remember to save. Look at the save button here at the lower right hand side of your screen. So always click save, so you can save your work while you are doing that. Now let's quickly check the preview to see what the form looks like. We're not done yet. I just want us to see. Okay, so we have the first name, right? We have Meet Brother Dapo, we have the description, we have the name, we have the first and last name, we have the WhatsApp phone number, and we have the correct email address. But I kind of still don't really like this display, right? I want this text to be in the center. I want the phone number to also be centralized and fill up this entire page. So see what I'm going to do. Now this is where we do a little bit of customization, which is not always necessary, but if you feel like you want to do it, you can. So what I'm going to do is to make this element fill up this entire space. Now when you click on the element, these are the options that will show up. You can see make smaller, make bigger, blah 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 blah. I will select make bigger. I want it to fill up that entire position, right? Take that element out. All right, so then for the WhatsApp phone number, I want to make it bigger also. I want it to fill up that entire space. All right, then the correct email address, I also want to make it bigger to fill up the entire space. So that is that. Then I will come, I will save, and then I will check the preview again. You can you see the difference? It looks a little bit more. The only thing we can't really centralize is the title itself. I wish that Cognito form. This is one of the reasons why some people who are good with landing pages decide to go for landing page. But we're not concerned about aesthetics here right now. We're not concerned about the looks. We just want to collect the details. So we don't really care much about all those looky goody right now at the moment. So now that's the first part. So you have set your elements, you have inputted the required details. Now you also want to check your submission settings. Payment is off. We don't need to touch payments. There's nothing we're doing with payments for right now. We'll go to submission settings. You click on submission settings. Okay, so it will ask you what should the default text on your submit button be. It should be submit. I don't want to touch anything again. Now these two options are important for you to notice. It will ask you what should it display after the form is submitted. Should it show them a confirmation message, or should it show them a redirect URL? What that basically means is when they enter their details and they click submit, should it just show them a confirmation message, oh thank you, your details have been successfully recorded, or should it redirect them somewhere else? Now this is where the beauty of Cognito Forms is. It allows you to be able to immediately redirect those people. So if for example you are driving traffic to your WhatsApp, right, and then first you drive them to Cognito Form to fill their details, right, and then after they fill it and they click submit, it now automatically forwards them to WhatsApp. Isn't that beautiful? That is very nice. So we're going to select the redirect option. Now it will now ask you for what link should you redirect them to. That's what you feel here. What link should you redirect them to? Now in my own case, my own link is HTTPS, so you have to have your WhatsApp link ready. If you use WhatsApp Business, for example, you know where to copy your short link in your WhatsApp Business, so you can just copy that. For those of us who are a little bit more technically savvy, we actually know how to generate the link in our head immediately without even thinking about it. Now if you are not using WhatsApp Business, of which I see no reason why you should not be using WhatsApp Business for your business, because frankly there are just so many beautiful features about WhatsApp Business that you just cannot not use it. So if you are not using WhatsApp Business, you don't know how to generate your link in your head, there are two ways to do it. Right now, because I'm an expert at this, I know that the link format for WhatsApp is this: HTTPS with the same thing you see in a website when you're typing a website, this then war.me slash the phone number in the 234 format, your phone number in 234 format, 234-818-207-5639. that is my own phone number. So I know that if I have my phone number in a 234 format, all I just need is https://war.me/ my phone number in the 234 format without the zero. Notice that when you're using the 234, you don't put the 40 in your number. If your number is 0818, if you're using the 234, it now becomes 234818. The 40 deletes. Now that's one way to do it, but in case that is going to confuse you, you can just come to postcron.com. Let's go to postcron.com. I want to make this very easy, so let's just go to postcron.com. Though I have the direct link to where I'm going, but I want it to be as straightforward as possible for you, just so that the internet will not mess us up today. Okay, so this is postcron, right? Let me see if I can find the WhatsApp link generator section of it. Post schedules everywhere, blah 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 blah. What? Okay. It's not this. We're going to have to try to find. So what you just do, don't type the website. Just type postcron WhatsApp link generator. Now, yes, postcron WhatsApp link generator. This is the link here. Just click on it. So the beauty of postcron here is that it even allows you might need to log in, you may or may not need to log in, right? It allows you, so first off you enter your phone number. Sorry, make sure you include a country code. Yes, so you enter your phone number with your country code. That's 234-818-207-5639. Now good, it will now ask you, what message do you want your customers to see when they contact you? That means when they get to your WhatsApp, what message should automatically be attached to their coming to WhatsApp to meet you. So instead of, so this option allows you to be able to know where those people are coming from. The funny thing is, you can actually you can do this several times and put different messages and place them in different parts of your, maybe your website or your funnel or whatever it is, so that when people come by, when they hit your WhatsApp, they will send that automated message. When they send it, you know, okay, this person saw this particular offer, or that person saw that particular offer. By what they say, you automatically know where they are coming from. That helps you to be able to track what is going on. So I can write something like, hello brother Dapo, I'm here to claim my free gift. All right, so now when you now click on generate link, see the magic that is going to happen now. When you now scroll down, it will generate the link for you, the WhatsApp link automatically, plus the customized message that you have put. So you now copy the link, you copy that link, and then you come to your Cognito forms back. Remember, that's what we're building, and then you fix in, you remove this one, you put that right. So you can see blah 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 blah. You can see the text I wrote within these links. Brother 20 all those are just codes, right? You don't need to worry your head about it. So that's it. So that's one way for newbies, right? Especially when you are trying to track where people are coming from or what people saw that they are coming to your WhatsApp. This customized message using Postcron WhatsApp link generator will really help you to get straight to the heart of it. Now, should you get notification emails when people fill your form? I think it's going to bother you a lot. Imagine opening your email and seeing hundreds of email notifications of people with you. You don't need it. You can always come and check the entries. So I switch this off. Confirmation emails, I don't need it. Save and resume, I don't touch it. Post JSON data, I don't touch it. Send to Microsoft SharePoint, I don't touch it. So I just click. So once I've done that, remember we are in submission settings. This is where we are now, submission settings. Once we have entered all that, all we now need to do is save. So now we've saved the form. Now let's look at the preview of the form again. Okay, so now this is the preview of our form. Now we are going to test, right? And then I'm going to submit. Your users will be redirected to API blah 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 and all that. Good. So that is working perfectly well. I will still do a proper demo for you. I just wanted to show you that. Now when you now come to, we finished the build section. We are under build, right? So the first thing we did was to work on our form, right? We put the title, we put the description, we put the contact requirements that we need, right? Then we left there, and then we came to the submission settings, and then we left this as submit, right? We selected the option of redirect URL. We went to Postcron to get our link and to customize our message, and then after we did that, we came back and then we pasted that message here now, and then we saved. Now after we save, the next thing you want to go is publish. This next button, publish. Now you might be wondering, okay, so where am I going to get my link from? Where am I going to get the link to this form from, right? That is why you are coming to publish. Now when you scroll down, you're going to see share a link. Look at this share a link. You can see use this URL to link to your form. Now when you tap on it, it's going to get automatically copied. That is the link to this form that you have created on Cognito form. You can then go anywhere and paste the link, anybody you want to give it to. paste the link, right? And then please note one thing, very important. If you change anything in your title, your link will automatically change. So be very careful. Make sure that you have done everything correctly, you are satisfied with what you have created before you come to publish, to copy your link. If you make any changes on your title, this link is going to change. Now imagine where that happens, the link has changed, you did not remember to update it where you pasted the link, and then people are now clicking your link and it's not telling them this kinikon cannot be found. So now let's test this link, right? Okay, so now we're going to now fill the form, do this, and then click on submit. Now, can you see the beauty? Can you see the customized message? Hello brother Dapo, I'm here to claim my free gift. If I click on continue to chat right now, it will now try to open it in WhatsApp. Now of course most people are going to be doing this on their phone, so you don't need to bother about this. This is just a desktop demo or explanation. Can you see how that works? So guys, that is how you create a form on Cognito form. Now if you want to see your entries, in other words, you want to see the number of people who have filled your form, you can come to entries here. When you click on entries, you will see it will show you. Can you see? This is me filling my own form, so it will show you the entries here. Now if you now want to download the sheet that contains the entries, right, you then come to actions. It will ask you export. It will give you two options: current view. Do you want to export just the current view, or do you want to export all field, meaning that you want to export all the number, or do you want to export only the numbers that are showing in the window that you can see right now? Please always select all fields, and then when you do that, it is going to download that document as an Excel file for you. So then I hope or assume that you already know how you are going to use this Excel file, right, to be able to load up all those contacts into WhatsApp and automatically save them. If you don't, then my video on how to save thousands of contacts, of WhatsApp contacts, without paying for automation software will be the very next thing you want to look at. If you do not have that video, it is a paid video training. You can contact me to get it depending on where you are seeing this video right now, and I will hook you up with that video. All right, one last thing I should also say is that some people may be wondering, why are you not using Google Forms? Since Google Form is free, like you don't have a limitation on Google Form, right? So the problem with Google Forms are two. I use them for my own, but people who are not experts like me may have issues with them. The problem with Google Form is, number one, in the first off, Google Form does not redirect people, so you have to actually place your link. Let me show you an example, so I'm not just talking off of my head. Internet, oh please, oh, let me open one of my Google Forms Ultimates. Okay, so now Google Forms does not automatically redirect people when you fill the form. You have to, when you come to the send part of it, send settings, I think it's under send. Okay, no, sorry, it's not here, it's under settings. When you go to the settings, you have to come to presentation, and then you have to, it's like a kind of abracadabra. You have to come to confirmation message, and you have to edit the confirmation message and then place your link there, so that when people submit the form, it will now show them, please click this link to come to WhatsApp. So it does not automatically redirect people. Some people will see this message, some people will say they did not see it. So that's one issue with Google Forms to start with. Then the second issue with Google Form is with the numbers. Most people when they come to Google Form, they will just enter their number 080 or 070 or one thing. When you export the entries of that Google Form and you open it in Excel, all the zeros would have disappeared. So what you will have is instead of 0703 blah 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 blah, what you now have is 703. If the number, somebody's number started with 0818, you will now have 818. Now you imagine if you have like 1,000 or 5,000 numbers like that, all the zeros have gone. Even if you change the format, of those numbers, like you change the format of that field where all the numbers, let me show you an example. Let's go to, I want this tutorial to be really complete, that's why I'm taking the time. Okay, let me open my mega list. This is where I store all my WhatsApp, like all the name, everybody that comes to me on WhatsApp. You get, this is where I eventually, after downloading and everything, this is where I collate everything just to keep it as backup. Now you can see so far I've collected 1,595, I think, or so. 400 and maybe 400 and something, I can't remember. 469. Okay, so now, so the issue here is, right, see, I had to start telling people to enter their numbers in +234, right? Because if it had been 070, all the zeros would disappear, this would disappear, there will be no zero at the beginning of all these numbers. Imagine now having to sit down and start typing all those zeros, missing zeros out by yourself. I mean, it's an overkill. You get tired, you give up. So that's one of the reasons I don't use or I don't advise people to use Google Forms. But if you're an expert like me, or you have the patience to actually put this information, let me show you something right here. Now, what I told them to do instead was this. Every time they come to my Google form, I tell them, before you proceed, please read these instructions carefully. This form with blah 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 blah, please make sure you enter your number in the +234 format. This is the only workaround. So if you can tell them gadagba like this several times, I had to repeat this instruction like 3 times. If you can tell them 3 times, like make sure they say it again and again and again and again, because Nigerians, they know the 2-year word well, that they should enter in +234. I even explained to them that if you enter in +234, it means that this 40 will not be there. It will not be +234,818 instead of +234,0818. I had to explain all this to them, and even when they are entering the numbers, I still wrote it there again. Phone number in only +234 format. You know the funny thing, even after all this, some people will still go ahead. Some, not very many, will still go ahead and enter their number in 070, 080, 0818, and then when I open it in Excel, all the zeros have disappeared, and I have to start manually doing that. So if you don't kind of have that patience, I would suggest you stick with Cognito form. The only problem with Cognito form is that once you hit 500 entries per month, you have to pay, right? So you have to choose, you have to decide which one pays you better and do that. I might do a second tutorial on building a Google form for this, but I think that information is even so much out there. If you go on YouTube, you'll find a lot of information on how to put together a Google form. I don't think it's something scarce. Cognito form is probably the one that most people don't know about yet.
Okay, so I just thought I should add these little extra tips for you right before I close the video. Some people may be wondering, where are some of the practical places where I can apply Cognito forms, right? For example, if you're driving, maybe you paid an influencer, you're driving traffic to your WhatsApp, right? One of the things you could do is to actually copy the Cognito form link and keep it somewhere. I can't go into details about how that flow should work, right? But you can actually get people to fill the Cognito form first before it redirects them to your WhatsApp. That's an application. Number 2, if say for example you're selling a digital product, for example like on seller.co, and then after they pay, right, on the back end page where they're supposed to receive a link to where next to go, you can place your Cognito form link there. If for example maybe you want to do the delivery of that product on WhatsApp, so maybe you want to give them the link on WhatsApp, the link to what they bought on WhatsApp, right? So you can place your Cognito form on the redirect page of your seller. This means you have to know how to use seller. For example, if you don't know, you can check up YouTube for tutorials on how to put a page together, how to put a product page together on seller. In fact, I think I have a tutorial on that actually. You can check my YouTube channel, Product for that. So that's another scenario in which you can use this. So the whole bottom line is that you are trying to collect the contact of people before they hit your WhatsApp. So whether they bought something already from you, or whether you're just, maybe you're doing lead generation, you are actually building your WhatsApp list, and then people have to fill that form before they get to you. So those are some of the two scenarios that you can use Cognito forms in. You might find your application, you know, in other things that I can't remember for now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the subscribe button and watch out for the next video, right? See you soon. Bye.